All right, fantastic. So again, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. My name is Jason Ag Bodza, 31 years of age. For those of you who do not know me, I know many of you on the call are already familiar with me, but for those of you who are new to me, I'm Jason Bodza, and it's great to meet you and great to have you a part of the community, right? So what we want to really do today is talk about mindset. I really want to talk about mindset and touch on some of the skills necessary to win and succeed in this industry. Many of you are new to the industry. You're new to the industry of entrepreneurship within the professional networking space. And you're not necessarily clued up on what it takes to succeed. And so what I really want to do is just share my experience, share some of my expertise to help you to achieve the goals that you want to achieve within the industry. So, I mean, in terms of what I've managed to accomplish thus far, I've generated over about $1 million in sales volume, created and I guess managed teams of 1,000 plus globally, and have generated over 6 figures of cumulative in the entrepreneurship space. So very, very blessed, very, very grateful for that. Not had to work a job now since August 2018. Prior to this space, I was working for the likes of JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, make very, very good money, but no time freedom. And that's what we really want, right? We don't just want finance. We want to be able to have time freedom, when you have the two combined, it does make make for a beautiful combination indeed. Okay. So yeah, that being said, what I really want to do today, as I said, is to get into some mindset. For some of you who, again, who've been under my mentorship and leadership and guidance through the years, this will be familiar to you, but we understand the importance of the spaced repetition of information. And for those of you who are new to this information, definitely make sure you are paying close attention. You're making notes. We say that the note takers are the money makers. So definitely go ahead and make sure you've got your pens and pads are ready to take some notes. All right. So, again, many of us in the industry, we are all on a 90-day game plan, all on a 90-day run. Timing is very, very important. And as you start off the new year, you really want to hit the year, hit the ground running with a 90-day focused blitzed period of activity to get momentum. Right, to get momentum. And so we're pretty much approaching that halfway point, and we don't want to take our foot off the gas, right? So, for that reason, I want to definitely get this call done. And obviously, because I've achieved a number of milestones in different companies now, definitely want to share some experience and some information to help you to level up as well. I may do a series of different trainings as time goes on over the next few weeks, because the reality is this: a well-trained team is a well-paid team, right? A well-trained team is a well-paid team. So I just want to be able to give as much value to you guys as possible so that you can succeed in your journey as well. All right. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So what I want to talk to you today about is the success formula. The success formula. Write this down, please. Desire plus skill times faith equals success. Okay. Desire plus skill times faith equals success. We're going to break down this formula. In order for us to achieve results, in order for us to gain success, this is the formula that we adhere to. Okay, this isn't something that I came up with myself. I follow those who are successful. I implement that which they teach and get results for myself. And that is why I'm now able to share this with other individuals as well. So we're going to really break down this formula today. I don't envision it'll be too long, but nevertheless, make sure you are comfortable. Okay, so desire plus skill times faith is the success formula. Okay, success is defined in many different ways by different individuals. In a variety of different alternative descriptions. But one of my favorite ones is that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal, a worthy target, a worthy desire, meaning that it's ongoing, right? It's a journey, it's a process, and it's ongoing. But nevertheless, it can't be success unless it is clearly defined. Everyone needs to know exactly what it is they want specifically, right? Because if you don't have a goal, you're just going to drift around to and from. And if you don't set goals for your life, ladies and gents, other people will set goals for you, right? If you don't set goals, if you don't have a clear target, a clear vision, a clear picture, a clear ideal as to what it is you want for your life, for your finances, for your physique, for your family, someone else is going to set goals on your behalf, right? And all goals have to be written down. You know, I liken it to a contract. For example, you know, again, those of us, you know, who have been working jobs, and again, we don't knock jobs, we give God thanks for jobs. But again, we understand that in this day and age, it's vitally important to have multiple streams of income. And that there are so many people who actually hate their jobs. They detest what it is that they're having to do. You know, it's been said that the majority of heart attacks around the world happen on a Monday morning because of the stress and the pressure of going to something that one doesn't enjoy, dealing with all kinds of circumstances that one doesn't want to have to deal with. And you know, in that job, you know, before you took the job, you had to sign your name to a set of written statements, right? Someone else defined what it is that you were going to do. So again, if you don't write down what it is that you want for your life, someone else is going to write down what it is that they want you to do for their life and their goal. Does that make sense, ladies and gents? Okay. So again, success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal. So we have to have a worthy goal, a worthy target, a worthy ideal, and a worthy desire. Let's break down desire. Desire, as explained by Napoleon Hill, right, author of the world-renowned book, Think and Grow Rich, explains that desire is the starting point of all achievement. Anyone who ever accomplished anything great had a desire, not just a desire, but a burning desire for its accomplishment. And if you want to succeed in the industry, you want to achieve certain ranks, certain goals, certain financial targets, you've got to have a burning desire for its realization. Now, there are two ways to really create a burning desire. There's two ways to really create a desire in your heart. It says that it will give you the desires of your heart. How does anything get into your heart? There are two main ways. One is through your eyes. Another one is through what you're hearing. When you keep seeing something over and over again, it increases desire. When you keep hearing about something over and over again, it increases desire, right? The definition of desire is described as a strong feeling to have something, okay? A strong feeling to have something, okay? It's almost like a craving. In the chat box, type some of your favorite dishes, right? Some of your favorite treats or snacks. See, mine's Chinese, right? I also love cookies. I love ice cream. You understand? Ben and Jerry's. You already know. Come on. Any Ben and Jerry's fans on the call? You know, cookie dough. I see Nando's in the chat box. All right, with the medium sauce. You know, once upon a time, I didn't have no sauce. You know, then I got introduced to medium, and I was a happy bunny. You understand, right? What else? Some of your favorite snacks. Five Guys, yeah, Five Guys bangs. Oppo ice cream, yes, I see it. Awesome. So at some point in time, you've all had a craving for these things, right? But you can't get a craving of this particular item unless you first tasted the item. Does that make sense? In order for you to have developed a craving for it, you would have first had to have experienced it, tasted it. And some of us, we haven't experienced the life that it is that we say we want to live. You see, because if all you ever experience, ladies and gents, is what you're currently experiencing, then that's all you're ever going to experience. You see, you're going to have to go there before you go there, right? What would it feel like to live a financially free life? What would it feel like to have financial abundance? You've got to go and experience this before it actually happens. Because what will happen is you're going to develop a craving for it. You see, we're all created to be comfortable. And, you know, what we have right now, we're comfortable in. We're comfortable in our current car. We're comfortable with our current house. We're comfortable in our current bank balance, right? And what happens is you need to get uncomfortable. You need to create a new comfort zone by experiencing what it is that you want. So that when you go back to what you're accustomed to, you start to get agitated. You start to get frustrated. Your desire has increased for something more. You see, you have to get to the point where you're sick and tired of your current situation. More times, there are many individuals, they say, you know what, I want this, I don't want that. And really and truly, it's just a wish. Because if you're really sick and tired, you take the necessary continuous action to bring about change in your life, right? Sometimes it's just a want. It's just a wish. What you gotta have is a burning desire. And that can only happen through experiencing the life that it is that you want to live. I'll give you an example. So my previous car was a Vauxhall Astra. Ain't that wrong with Vauxhall Astra, right? But, I had a dream car in mind, a particular Mercedes-Benz E-Class Coupe, and I would go and sit in the car, go and smell the leather, right? Go and sit inside it, take it all in, take pictures, right? Got a picture of it, put on my wall, right? And I remember after that experience, going back to my Vauxhall Astra, and I was like, it's not the same. I was ticked off. I was frustrated. I was like, nah. This can't run anymore. I need something different. You understand? The comfort zone began to change. And you've got to actually make sure that you're doing this, right? This is not just a nice to do or something that is a suggestion. No, if you really want to change your current lifestyle, you have got to go and experience something different than what you're currently experiencing. If this is making sense and helping, drop a 777 in the chat box. It's vitally important, ladies and gents. You have to experience something different. Just imagine your current salary, whatever you're on in terms of your work. And then one day your boss says, yeah, we're going to be, lowering your salary, by 5K. You're like, I've been accustomed to living at this particular lifestyle. I don't want to switch. If you go and look for a different job, right? Do you not go and find something that is more, or at least minimum the same? If you go to a different job, right, opportunity, you don't go looking for less. Why? Because you're comfortable at a particular level. So again, you have to go and experience what it is that you want to experience. Okay. So you have experiences in terms of creating a desire, but on top of that, you also have a particular situation where sometimes you can be forced into this situation, or you can create the situation, and it's basically where you put yourself in a situation of sink or swim. Again, in the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon here was explaining how a particular commander took his army to a particular island, and their job was to take the island. When they arrived on the island, commander told his captains, listen, burn the boats. Captains and the soldiers like, listen, if we burn these boats, how are we gonna get back home? Commander's like, listen, we either take the island or we perish. So they burned the boats, and they had no other option than to win or to perish. And they were outnumbered. And because their backs were against the wall, they succeeded. Generally, when your survival is at stake, you generally tend to succeed. Burning desire, right? Some of us have to take a leap of faith sometimes, right? Now, I'm not saying you should be negligent, but what I am saying is sometimes you've got to do what is necessary to put yourself in a position to be able to go all out. Because again, if you keep on doing what you've been doing, you will always get what you've always got. Does that make sense? Right? So those two ways of creating a burning desire, right? Now, again, going further in with respect to desire, the main ways, again, in which you can increase this, you've got to use your 5 senses, okay? Right? You got to use your 5 senses, okay, in increasing desire. So you got what? Taste, touch, smell, sight, and hearing. Right? Your 5 senses. Now, when you're using your 5 senses, it invokes a thought, right? Let's say you taste something like, this tastes good. That's a thought. This does not taste good. That's a thought, right? You hear good news. You think, oh, fantastic. That's a thought. You hear bad news. Oh, that's not good news. That is a thought. Why is this important? Because it is written, right? As a person thinks in their heart, so are they, so they become. In other words, we become what we think about. We become what we think about. All the wise men, all the philosophers, they disagree on so many different things, but on this one thing, they are all in agreement. And it is that we all become what we think. What we think about, we bring about. We become what we behold. And so, if desire is the starting point of all achievement, and we become what we think about, you have to put things around your five senses that you want to become. Put things around your taste, your sight, your hearing, right? Your smell. You put all these things around the five senses, and you will eventually automatically become these things, because we do become what we think about, ladies and gents, right? You have to be hearing what it is that you want. You have to be seeing what it is that you want. Eyes. If you break down the word eyes, the word yes is in there, right? Whatever your eyes are placed upon is an automatic yes. Does that make sense? So you have to constantly be seeing your goal. Because again, if all you ever see is your current bank balance, your current lifestyle, that's all you're going to be thinking about. Therefore, that's all you're going to become. You have to see better for yourself. You have to experience better for yourself, right? Yeah, there might be some lack going on right now in your account, but you've got to speak something better over your life and for your family's future. You don't have to accept what it is that you're experiencing right now. Does that make sense? Right? You've got to speak better. You've got to declare better. Words create. We understand that the life and death is in the power of the tongue. So you've got to speak better for yourself and for your future, ladies and gents. If this is making sense, drop a 222 in the chat box. Right? Right? So again, I must be hearing what I want. I must be seeing what I want. Again, these are the things that are going to create the desire. And once I have the desire, then I can add the skills and add the faith. Okay. Awesome stuff. So again, that really covers the desire aspect. Very, very important. Desire is the starting point of all achievement. Make up in your mind that you are going to write your goals down, get pictures of the life it is that you want to live, go and experience the life it is that you want to be living from now. And your subconscious mind is going to go to work to bring it into reality. It's so important. Every successful individual talks about doing this. There's absolutely no way we can say, yeah, I want different for my life, but you're not actually doing any different in terms of your activity. Do something different. It may seem strange. It may be abnormal, right? But success is not ordinary, right? If 5% of the world's population are controlling 95% of the world's wealth, it lets you know, right, that success is not ordinary. Right? You're not going to be in the majority. You're not trying to do what the majority of people are doing. You've got to do and be different. Okay? Awesome stuff. Now, let's move on and let's talk about skills. So we've got the desire now. We've got desire, we've got the goal, we've got the target, we've got the clear vision, the picture, the worthy ideal. We know how to increase our desire by the five senses, right? Right? Or by creating a single swim situation. Now, let's add the skills. Okay, very important that we add the skills, because sometimes, we have the desire, but we lack the skills. We lack the skills. Now, all things are learnable, ladies and gents. We understand this. All things are learnable. And you can get better at anything. You may not be the best in the world, but you must have this mindset and this paradigm that I can get better at anything that I put time and energy into. Right? I can get better at anything that I'm willing to put time and energy and effort into. I can improve. I can get better. Don't say, oh yeah, this is just who I am. That's just how. No, that's a fixed mindset. Hmm? You can improve. You can get better. How do you improve any skill? Repetition, ladies and gents. Repetition, right? If you think about, some of you cooking, maybe some of you can't cook, I don't know, or driving, right? Or learning to ride a bike, you had to repeat the process over and over again. And the same applies to this industry. The skills that are here, it's not rocket science. But if you would master these skills, ladies and gents, the skills that you learn here are transferable and can create a 6, 7, and even 8-figure income for yourself. And it's not rocket science. It's just a decision. What do you want for your life? And if you want it bad enough, the how-to will appear. Does that make sense? So let's go through some of the skills necessary, right? Skills and attributes as well that you're going to need to start focusing on and working on. Some of you might want to pick a few of these at a time to be working on and practicing, right? So that you can succeed. Let's go through. So number 1 is piquing interest. Okay, piquing interest. What is piquing interest? Raising the curiosity of a person so that they become interested in your opportunity. You have to learn how to pique interest effectively. You can work on that. You can develop that. It's a skill, right? And you can do that for your warm market. And there's also piquing interest for the cold market, right? Some of you are like, we were taught, don't talk to strangers. But the reality is, strangers have everything that you want. Some of you heard me say this before, right? If you're looking to get paid, you have to sell something to a stranger, right? So you're going to have the level of boldness to speak to strangers. If you want to get married, at one point you had to speak to a stranger. If you want to have kids, at some point you're going to have to do something with someone who was a stranger. Does that make sense? Strangers have everything that you want. So therefore you have to do what? Develop your confidence. Okay, so piquing interest, warm market, piquing interest, cold market. That's 1 and 2. Number 3, inviting a person to see the opportunity. Number 4 was more of an attribute: boldness, having confidence and audacity. Some of us, we lack in confidence. You don't want to approach a particular person. You want to call a particular person. You want to text a particular person. You're too concerned about what they will think about you. Why do you care? Why do you care about the opinions of other people? Right? If you genuinely believe in what it is that you have and that it can add value to someone's life, it's your obligation and your duty to share it. If they're not interested, so be it. We keep it moving. But don't get so hung up on the opinions of others over your life. Do you know who you are and where you came from? If they're not on it, so what? Some will, some won't, so what? Someone else is waiting. So have boldness, have confidence. If you weren't supposed to be here, you wouldn't be here. You're supposed to be here. You're supposed to be heard. You're supposed to be seen. This is the mindset I carry. You wouldn't have been given a voice if you weren't supposed to be heard. You wouldn't have a personality or a face if you weren't supposed to be seen. You're supposed to be seen. You're supposed to be heard. And you're supposed to add value to other people's lives. So be bold and be convinced and confident in what it is that you have to offer people. If they're not on it, so be it. Next. Don't get so hung up. Right? Next point, number 5, follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up. Sometimes it can take 4, 5, 6 exposures before someone signs up. Right? It's not always going to be on the first exposure that someone's going to take to your opportunity. You have to be willing to follow up. You have to be willing to follow up. I remember one of my first opportunities, my first companies, it was about 4 exposures. I had a one-on-one with a particular individual. Then I went to an event, still didn't sign up. Went to another event, still didn't sign up. Jumped on a live webinar, boom, then I signed up. That follow-up, that 4 pieces of engagement and follow-up has changed the lives of so many people, has impacted the lives of thousands around the world. What if they had given up on the first attempt? The fortune is in the follow-up, ladies and gents. You have to be willing to follow up, right? Sometimes it can take months. It is what it is. A no is never a no. It's just a not now. But someone's situation can change, right? Just keeping them in your pipeline. just keeping updated with my journey, keeping updated with the results of the community. Right? Making sure that they're following on social media, using your social media. That's another skill. We'll talk about it in a second. Right? But follow up, ladies and gents. Number 6, posture. Having posture. Refraining from being desperate. Right? Having an assured stance on your position of value. You have to understand, sometimes, we'll be speaking with people like, oh, thank you for joining the call. No, you see, now you're trying to be polite. I get it. That's fine, But really and truly, they need to be thanking you. Right? Guys, do anyone know any other opportunity right now that's making people $500,000 a month? Huh? $500,000 a month for the average individual? Right? You're doing them the favor. You're doing them the favor. So they ought to be more grateful towards you. Don't be like, oh, I'm so thankful to you. No. Posture. You're the one in control. You're the one in the position of power. Confidence, assurance. Does that make sense? So refraining from being desperate. People will feel that energy. Needy is creepy. Write that down. Needy is creepy. Just be assured. Okay. Edification. Number 7, edification. What is edification? Being able to speak honorably of any individual, especially a mentor or a coach. Right? List off a couple accolades, good characteristics, good achievements and accomplishments. Get good at being able to speak well of an individual and introduce people properly. Right? Number 8, presenting the plan, presenting the opportunity. Okay. Number 9, one of the most important ones, closing. Guiding a prospect to be able to make a decision. Right? Because the reality is, ladies and gents, we're all in sales. Right? Something like, oh, I don't like the word sales, this, that, and the other. Yeah, well, if you don't like selling, I don't know. I don't know about this financial freedom. I don't know. Selling is everything. If you want to get married, do you know you have to sell yourself? That I'm the best candidate for you amongst all the other fish out there. I'm the best. I'm the man. I'm the man. You have to sell yourself and sell the individual on the idea that you are worthy. That's selling. Huh? You want to get a job. You're selling yourself on the fact that you are the worthy one to be hired. You see, we all know how to do it for the basic things, but we don't want to sell for ourselves, ladies and gents. And we're all being sold to at all times. The news is selling you on something. Social media is selling you on something. Everything is sales, ladies and gents. Get good at closing. Get good at selling. Learn the skills. Read. Understand. Invest in your own understanding of closing. Right? Human psychology. Persuasion. Influence. Right? Influencing people to do good, not manipulation. If what you're doing is going to add value, then you're influencing for the purpose of good. Does that make sense? Very, very important. At some point, again, like I said, I want to do a series of different things. I may even do a whole series on just closing. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Number 10, public speaking. Right? Communicating to a group in any public setting, standing or seated. They said that people fear public speaking more than they fear death. Can you imagine? But the ability to convey ideas. You want to practice this. Right? Right? You see, greatest speakers are great leaders are usually great speakers. You can get better. You can improve. You believe it or not. I remember myself. I wasn't a speaker. I remember I was so nervous. Didn't want to get in front of people, get in a room or speak in front of a camera. Me. You mean like what? Yeah, me. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But you know what happened? There was an urgent reason as to why I had no choice but to do it. You see, that's what I'm saying. If your goal is that important, you will change whatever it is there is to change about yourself in order to accomplish your goal. How bad do you want the life you say you want? Learn the skills, ladies and gents. Number 11, communication in general. Articulate yourself properly. Inflections, your tone, your diction, your vocabulary, the art of communication, your body language. Right? All of this stuff is communicating a message. And you understand that people are not necessarily just buying your opportunity, they're buying into you. Are you communicating properly? Are you giving people, because what they want is assurance and confidence that, listen, if I assign myself to you, if I join forces with you, that I'm going to win. Are you sold on you? Does that make sense? Image. Number 12, image, very important, right? How you carry yourself, the way you dress, right? At the appropriate time. Dress how you want to be addressed, right? You'll notice that when you start dressing better, again, in a certain circumstance, right? You yourself, you feel better about yourself. You give off a certain energy. It's very, very important. First impressions count, they matter, right? Right? You can't sell a dream looking like a nightmare. It's the full package, ladies and gents, right? Right. Going up to 18, right? 13, mindset. Again, you know, belief systems, your resilience, your attitude, your self-image. Everything is 95% mindset, right? Again, another attribute here. 14, consistent work ethic. Doing the daily habits it takes to be successful and getting better as you go along. Sometimes, you know, we get stuck just doing the same thing, but are you getting better? Are you tracking? Is what I'm doing working? All right, how can I adjust? How can I improve slightly what I'm doing, right? Am I checking with my coach or my mentor? Can I do this a little bit better? Does that make sense? Number 15, launching, helping new team members to get started, right? In your opportunity, right? Right? How you launch someone sets the tone and the standard for the rest of their journey. It's very important that people are launched effectively, given the necessary steps and guidance to be able to begin their journey. Number 16, very important, tap rooting. Write that one down. Tap rooting. What is tap rooting? Tap rooting is utilizing other people's networks to obtain additional prospects. Who else do you know that would be interested in being able to make money passively, trading, blockchain? Getting into the network of your current team members, tap rooting. That's a skill, right? Number 17, vitally important, and everything really boils down to this as well, leadership, so important. Your ability to influence and direct with integrity. Because you know you can be a bad leader. You know you can be an evil leader, a wicked leader, but you're still a leader. So the key is ability to influence with and direct with integrity. Very, very, very important, right? You want to study books on leadership. John Maxwell, absolutely incredible teacher on leadership, right? The 5 levels of leadership, developing the leader within you. Write these books down. 5 levels of leadership, developing the leader within you, right? Developing leaders around you. The 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. You want to study these books. Everything boils down to belief in leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Very, very important. And of course, number 18, social media. Guys, there are people that have signed up as a result of social media. There are people who aren't in your followers list. And if you post the right post, the right stories, they'll be joining you, coming with different levels of funds. You've got to learn the skill set of social media and how to work it to your advantage, right? You've got a platform, right, to be able to build brand and impact and add value. It's very important that you study this now, right? So those are the some of the skills that you can be working on. But again, just to summarize in terms of some of the main things here, how to invite, how to prospect, how to present, how to promote for events, very important. Promote calls, promote trainings, right? How to close, how to edify, and how to lead. Okay? If that makes sense and that was helpful, drop a 777 in the chat box. Right? Desire plus skills, ladies and gents. Desire plus skills. Right? You can't just have one without the other. Skills, but you haven't got the desire. It's not going to work. You've got the desire, but you're lacking skills. Right? Some of you are just 1 or 2 skills away from an explosion in your business and in your finances. All skills are learnable. You can get better at anything that you put energy and time to. Right? And then lastly, you add the faith. In fact, again, just before I quickly touch on faith, again, with skills, with the mindset, invest in yourself. I've given you a couple of books already, some more books or audios that you really want to study if you want to really take your results to the next level. Conceive, Believe, and Achieve by David Immunitier, right? His journey on how he became a multi-millionaire in this industry, vitally important. And these are things you want to be listening to on repetition. Some of us think, oh yeah, I read that book. No, but have you got the results? until you have the results. You've got to keep listening to it. What you hear the first time and at time number 10 is going to be different. You will be different. So you're going to receive the information differently. Spaced repetition of information, ladies and gents, will change your life. So Conceive, Believe, and Achieve by David Iminite. Go Pro by Eric Woolray. Become a professional at this, right? So again, that's desire plus skill. And then last one, and then we're rolling out. Faith, right? You times it by faith. You multiply everything by faith. Faith comes by what? Hearing, right? Hearing. You're going to be hearing the right information, the right words that you can do this. You can accomplish this, right? You can amount to this. You can achieve this. You can accomplish this, right? No one is better than you, right? You're gonna be hearing this over and over again. How long does a child need to hear its name before it believes that that's his name? No one knows. They just kept on hearing it. And eventually they believed that it was their name. You got to keep hearing. I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm a 6-figure earner. I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm a multi-millionaire. I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm a V5 or I'm a shareholder director. Right? You got to keep hearing this until you believe that I'm genuinely that. And you start acting it. Does that make sense? Because until you believe it's possible for you, you're not going to take the necessary actions. Right? Right? As someone who has faith, they trust the process. You understand that it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a journey. Right? Anything that's worthwhile takes time. They don't give up at the first hurdle. They don't give up at the first obstacle. They don't throw the towel in and complain and moan. Right? They persist. As someone who has faith is someone who persists in the face of adversity, ladies and gents. Persistence is a demonstration of faith. Somebody say, oh, there's an obstacle, let me throw in the towel. No. There is no one that you can point to that has accomplished anything great that didn't have obstacles and distractions and hurdles and hiccups and failures along the way. No, they persisted. They pushed through in the face of adversity. That's what faith does. It continues to endure. It doesn't give up. And someone who has faith also operates with a spirit of gratitude. It says, whatsoever things ye desire, when you pray, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. It says, so the believing bit comes first and then you receive. Now, if you believe you receive something, if you believe something is yours, you would be grateful. If I say Ayana, Barnabas, Nathaniel, Christina, Delando, Mex, if I say I'm mailing you a check for £100,000, I've written it out and I'm about to send this in the post to you, what should your response be? Type in the chat box for me. Someone type in the chat box for me. Don't send it, I'll come and collect it. Meg said, yes, please. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. Thank you. Gratitude. Now, I've said what I've said. Do you have it in your hands yet? No, you don't have it in your hands yet. Right? But you believe that you've received it. You're offering gratitude. Every successful, again, person talks about having gratitude. Grateful for the things that you do have. Grateful for the things that are coming your way. If you believe the best is yet to come, drop a 777 in the chat box for me, please. If you believe the best of you is yet to come, if you believe that there is greater later, type a 777 in the chat box for me, please. Let's go. It's the year 2022. We leave that which is behind. We press on for greater later. Right? So that's desire plus skill times faith. That is the success formula. If you want to be successful, you must have a clear, worthy goal and target. You must have a burning desire for its achievement. You must add the skills and be practicing and learning. You must trust the process and have faith, ladies and gentlemen. And through the due process of time, it will surely be yours. That makes sense if you received value Drop a 222 in the chat box. We give thanks indeed. Awesome stuff. Awesome. We give thanks. So, guys, again, for those of you, my HV family that's on the call, my HV family on the call, remember that we have our Birmingham event, Manchester event, Leicester event coming up next week, right? And towards the end of the month, you want to make sure you're inviting heavily for these events. Guys, in any opportunity, when there are events, you need to pack out the room. Events are the biggest multiplier of your business. I can't stress that enough, all right? Now, again, if you ain't already following me, make sure you follow me, tag your boy on social media. That's my social media handle over there. Appreciate you guys. Any questions, then by all means, fire them my way or offline. You know, appreciate you guys. And maybe type in your group chats, in the group chat, so we get back into something that you've learned, something that you're taking away that's been of value and that's been of benefit to you, that you're going to apply going forward. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Let's continue to run the race of our 90-day game plan in any opportunity that you're a part of. And if you want more information about the other side that you may not currently be a part of, definitely reach out to me. We'll definitely give you the plug. All right. God bless you guys. Appreciate you. Have a wonderful evening. Let's go. Shush.